And we're just here to, I don't even know. We're here to talk with you.
Aren't you excited?
But no British accents.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Although, speaking of British accents, we have an entertaining story about ours.
She's here in my house in New York. Don't stalk us. We won't have any stalkers.
Oh, you don't know that yet.
But anyways, we went to New York City, and we went to this place called Jekyll and Hyde. Go
It
there.
is amazing.
Awesome.
Only if you like scary stuff. Just kidding.
It's
Unless
not
you're a
scary.
5-year-old. If you're a 5-year-old, then yeah, wolf heads are gonna scare you, maybe.
Remember the guy in the hat?
Mom, there was one guy who scared us.
He had this mad hat and a hand on a stick. And we went upstairs in the Cannibal Cafe.
With the masks that were like, we're going to eat you because we're tiki faces.
And they were on the wall and they kept going, nah, bat, 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 bat.
And there was like music playing and we were just like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And we were just like, what? But before all of that started happening, we just walked upstairs and we were like, let's find the Cannibal Cafe so we can take a picture. And we got up there and we walked up to the little area and all of a sudden this guy pops out from behind a door and he has this really big mask, or no, it's a hat, and this glove that is like a third hand, and he's just like, hello, and we didn't answer because she hid behind a table. I hid in front of a door.
Smart.
Because doors hide you when you're in front of them.
But he looked behind the door very creepy-like, and we saw him and we're like, oh god, he's gonna kill us. And then we're stuck on this bridge and we're just like having to stare down like in all the cowboy movies, and we're just like...
And then he disappears and turns on music. And
we start slowly dancing together. Like,
yeah, we're just like... Bah, bah.
And then he leaves, turns it up louder, and we're like...
Oh no, he hid behind that door still. He was just like hanging out back there watching us. He was probably a creepy little pervert.
He was.
And so
I saw
we
him
were
look
just
at
like...
girl's face. Literally.
We were just like, oh my god, we're
Becky,
going
sorry.
to be we're going to be eaten today. And it was really, really scary. That was probably the only scary part of it.
Talking about British accents here.
Well, I'm telling the story. But before that happened, and this is why we were scared of him at first, we were sitting at our table being awkward and innocent, and he just comes up beside Jess and he's like, hello, how are you today? This is a reenactment, just saying. He's like,
well,
and blah, 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 blah. And she was just like, I don't know. And he's like, what? And
I don't like you.
he was just standing there staring at her like, and he was kneeled on the ground beside her too. And so I'm just like, don't talk to us. We're awkward.
Oh yeah, the waiter. He was like,
wait. Oh wait,
waiter.
yeah, that was the story. Okay, waiter.
The waiter came up to us, and like we're all sitting there like,
I look at this lovely menu.
oh, look at that, pretty. And while everyone's else like, woo, amazing time. And he comes up to us and he's like, why are you guys so, conversating? Conversations are very good. I'm like, that's what happens when you make awkward with seriousness.
Yeah, he was like all talking to us. And so, we were talking like this, normal voices. And then he left. And a little while later, he came back for our order. And we started talking like this.
Oh, how are you today? I will have the chicken sandwich with extra potatoes. They have potatoes.
That's
and
not what
chicken
you
sandwich.
ordered.
Yeah, I know, but apparently there's potatoes and chicken.
And I was just like, I'll have a
now.
barbecue. And he's like, wait a second. That's an English accent. And we're like, oh, yeah. We didn't realize that we were doing this.
We're from Europe.
And her dad's just like, we're from Manchester, yes. And he's like, wow, really? I didn't even know that. I couldn't tell when I first started talking to you. And we're like, oh yeah, surprise. We're British.
We made up this whole thing where we're leaving the next night and we're going to California, and we just stopped to New York City for one night just because it's on the way to California. And he's like, oh, really? Wow. he really believed us. So
And then he's like, oh, I'm going to LA next week too. And we're like,
we'll see you there.
and then her dad's like, and I'm gonna take the kids on wine tasting. He's like, really? I was like, no, we're going shopping. And her brother looked at me and he's just like, I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh, we're going shopping. And Brian looked at me. He's like, really? He
Yes.
didn't say that, but I was just like, yeah, we're girls. We shop. I was
So-
thinking of rodeo guy.
And then he's like, oh, well, I know someone from Manchester too. So he brings over the other actress waiter person, and he has this like butler suit and top hat, and he's like, why, hello there. And you know, we're having this completely British conversation, and we start talking about bands there, like the Pierces. Listen to them. And they completely believed us. It was amazing. And even the girl at the other table.
The butler was just like, oh, people from England and Manchester. Oh, come on, you girl over there. I know you're British. Come sit with us. And
She
we're
was
just,
British, and she
and-
believed us too.
yes, we just sat there and we're like, please don't come over here. Please don't come over here. And she didn't. She's just like, shout out. And we're like, oh, thank God. And it was crazy. And we're like, did this guy really believe we were from Manchester?
So, we have a very convincing British accent. So, for all of you who might in the future make fun of it, we convinced a whole restaurant and 2 Englanders, British people, that we're British. So,
And sorry about the constant random accent. We just kind of do it out of habit.
it comes in and out.
Yes. And anyways, so the whole thing, another thing that we were going to tell you about is, look what we found.
It was a Hot Topic.
I
I was
was-
like, killer cupcakes.
Yes, and I was just like, buy it. So we bought them, and now we each have one. And if we weren't so lazy, we would both be wearing them at this moment.
Mine's downstairs and not
Yeah.
downstairs.
And I don't feel like wearing this all alone. But it's a killer.
If you support us in the
cupcake.
future, buy it.
Yes.
Hot Topic, get it.
Although, you know, who knows if we'll ever have fans, but, so it was very an interesting day. That
Yes,
made
it was.
no sense.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about New York City again soon. We just wanted to tell you about the restaurant. So. You're killing him! He's dying!